Good morning, class. What is the answer to 2 plus 2?
Help, I don't know.
Hi, my name is Rachel, and today we will be learning about a condition called hyperhidrosis. And today I'll be focusing on primary. There are two types, primary and secondary, but primary is what we're going to worry about. Hyperhidrosis is not a fun time, and it is the process where your body sweats excessively, or much more than the average person, due to social stress such as being nervous in public or maybe even in a classroom. One question you might be asking is, what is sweat, or why do our bodies sweat? So your body releases sweat when the internal or inside temperature is too high in order to regulate it. So it's basically a way of cooling off your body. Naturally, it does it without you even having to think about it. Another question you might have is, what is sweat made of? It's this gross stuff coming out of your body, but you never really hear what it's actually made of. So it's actually made of two key components. One of those being salt, or NaCl, also known as sodium chloride. It's also made of one other component that we're very familiar with, and that is water, or dihydrogen monoxide. So it's kind of like salt water from the ocean coming out of your body. Now, we all know that we sweat all over our bodies, but where does it actually come from is another good question. And it comes from certain things called sweat glands under your skin. So we know that there are sweat glands all over our body, but there's actually two kinds, the eccrine gland and the apocrine gland. And those can be found in different spots and do different things, but they're very similar. The first kind of gland that we're going to be focusing on is the eccrine gland. And this is the most common. It can be found all over the body, just below the skin surface, and it goes up to a sweat pore. These are activated at birth and are made of water, salt, and a tiny bit of potassium. Here is a very simple drawing of the eccrine gland. The bottom bulgy part with the squiggly lines is the gland itself that forms the sweat, and up above on the skin surface is the sweat pore. Next, we are going to talk about the apocrine gland, which is a lot less common than the eccrine gland, and is found in areas with a lot of hair, such as your armpits. And it's found in areas with a lot of hair because the gland actually goes into the hair follicle. This is also made up of water, salt, and a little bit of potassium, but also contains proteins and fatty acids. And also, unlike the eccrine gland, these are activated at puberty rather than birth. So here is another simple drawing of the apocrine gland. It's around twice as big as the eccrine gland and goes into the hair follicle, as you can see, but there's also a sweat pore at the hair follicle, just like with the eccrine gland. These glands can both happen or coincide within the same area of skin, so here they are. Now that you know a little bit about sweat in general, back to our original question. What is hyperhidrosis, and why does it make the people who have it sweat so darn much? Your body sweats from hyperhidrosis or social stress because of a certain natural mechanism called fight or flight. Fight or flight is a phrase that explains your body's automatic response to danger or potential threats, such as being nervous in front of other people. When this happens, your body does a few things to automatically either help you fight or flee. Your heart beats faster, your stress hormones are released, you end up breathing faster, your metabolism is stimulated and rises, and your muscles receive more oxygenated blood to keep them going. You can imagine that all of these things together make your body really, really hot. So when that happens, your body sweats profusely in order to keep your temperature down. The fight or flight response that you get is very necessary in the face of danger, but is not necessarily useful when you're out in public and getting nervous. So it's still a temperature regulation, but a little bit unnecessary, thus creating the condition of hyperhidrosis.
2 plus 2 equals 4.
My hero.